What is up, guys, and welcome to the road to master rank on F1 2019. Our goal is to try and be one of the first people to get to the master rank on this game. I have seen a few people on Twitter tweet at me showing me their ranks, so shout out to you guys, and actually gives me a bit of inspiration. It makes me believe that I can actually do it this year. I believe that the point system has changed somewhat, so I do have hope that it will be a bit more achievable this year. But here, away we go for our first race on PC. I did do some ranked lobbies on Xbox the other day, and I am like gold rating, so 2,000 odd rating. But this is the first race that I did. I didn't record the start because I was not really sure whether I should start from gold rating because you guys already saw the road to this, but I thought I decided to do it again, but I recorded from about 3 corners into this race. So away we go for the lobby proper. We did get pole position. We got absolutely mugged off at the start. So really it's a bit of damage limitation to try and get our way back to the front. So at this point in this journey, this is actually my very first ranked race on the PC. So I'm ranked in amongst with a lot of other inexperienced people of all different skill ratings and different interpretations of what clean racing is, I suppose. So for us, it's all about trying to win as much of these races as we can, try and get a good rating, yeah, and just get away from these guys as soon as we can. You can see this guy in P2 defending his position quite hard, gave us a bit of a squeeze. He was a bit awkwardly slow, but we thankfully got past him in the end, and we move up into P2. Next up is this Rocky guy, and he also looks like he's a little bit all over the place. I think I got pole fairly convincingly, so I'm pretty confident in being able to get back into the lead here. So just got to be patient and just get past these guys cleanly if we can. Rocky gets a bit of a rocky exit out of the final corner, and what the hell is that from Rocky? Getting a bit of Rocky Balboa treatment here, getting bashed all around the circuit here. He's trying to squeeze me off the track to try and maintain the position. These kind of people in ranks are just the absolute worst. The absolute worst, because they're okay at the game, they can hit apexes and stuff, but they will literally push you off the track in order to win races. Like, what the hell is this? What an absolute twat. You're going to get the twat treatment, dive up the inside. I've taken the lead now. What are you going to do about it? You have to cut the corner to take me out of the race, essentially, which he didn't do. He sat in behind, and literally 2 corners later, he spins out. Bloody typical. Absolutely typical, isn't it? And then he retires from the race. So, well done, champion. You have just made an absolute tit of yourself in front of 6 other people in the lobby, so who cares? But anyway, here we are. At the end of the race, we got our first placement. I think you have to do like 5-ish or 5 or 6 races to get your actual rank. So, yeah, it's a bit like Rocket League in a way. It just, just gives you a basis of like what kind of player you are. If you're consistent, if you're fast, and if you continue to beat people, then you will obviously get a better ranking than if you crashed out every race, for example. But away we go for the second race. Managed to get pole in Canada here, which was nice. This time a much better start. Looks like we might just about maintain first place in this race. We got P2 putting the pressure on through the opening lap of this race. I took the kind of corner cut there to, I don't know, reduce the pressure just to try and take the lead and try and break away. We put in a clean couple of laps and we won the race. Simple as that. I think the guy in P2 actually made a mistake and made the win a lot more comfortable than what it could have been. So that was our second placement. We have 3 more races to go before we can get our rank and see how much of a mountain we do have to climb in order to get master rank. Getting a fat amount of competition points, I found. I think if you win multiple races, maybe, I'm not sure, if you win multiple races in a row, it might give you extra points, but I was getting a lot of points now compared to what I was on Xbox. It was quite odd. But anyway, away we go for Abu Dhabi, got pole, and just set us up nicely for the race where we were able to stretch away. I think the best advice I can give you, if you're doing rank lobbies yourself is qualify well. Qualifying is absolutely everything in these races. They're only short sprint races. You need to get yourself away from the dirty drivers. Make sure you get a clean start. Have a good first lap. It's not about like going crazy and ballistic on the first lap. Just get a clean start. More importantly than anything else. And you will be successful in the ranked arena of the F1 games. But we now move on to France. We now have a worthy competitor now contesting with us. His name is Veloce Hypers. And he's a recent signing to Veloce Esports, which is the esports team I'm signed with. He's like an academy driver, an up-and-coming guy. He'll be one to watch in the coming years in the F1 Esports Pro Draft. But today, yeah, it was very, very close in qualifying. Literally only 1/100th of a second separating the two of us. So heading into this race, I'm expecting it to be very close for the race victory. 5 red lights and away we go. Somebody jump start and kind of distracted me. I'm not going to lie, that did put me off with looking at the lights because the guy's car was literally in my line of sight as that was happening and I didn't want to jump the start. So I was a bit cautious there. But we've lost the lead. But, losing the lead here at France isn't actually a bad thing because I can actually use Hypers here to give me slipstream, give me DRS, and I'm going to use somewhat less fuel. A little bit less battery as well, and then we're going to strike, I don't know, with a lap or two to go. We're just kind of seeing what his pace is like. He might have had a bad qualifying, and he might be miles better than us in the race. But at the moment, we seem to be staying with him, which is encouraging. So we're building some momentum, building some confidence, and yeah, we're just making sure that we don't burn too much battery or fuel. This corner here, for me, is very, very bad. I can't seem to get a nice run through there. And so I need to work on that. But the rest of the track, I felt like I was quite good. I was particularly good through the last corner at low speed, the hairpin. I was getting really nice rotation versus him. So that was nice to see. But we're getting on to the business end of the race. We've been following him for the majority of this. And now it is time to strike. Overtake is engaged. Rich fuel mixture in the slipstream, in the DRS, to the inside. And we will take the lead of the Grand Prix. But we're going to play some games here, actually. We are going to turn the engine back down again. And we're going to make him think that we have a bad straight line speed setup, possibly. I'm going to see if this works. We're going to give him the lead back again. I could have gone into hot lap or overtake to let him go back through. But I don't know. I'm just going to see if this works. We're again going to follow in this part of the lap. But this time, when we overtake him on the back straight, we are going to leave the car in hot lap and overtake and see if that works. Because what I was hoping was that he'd turn his engine down here or like just be confident in thinking that he'd get me back again and then I'd snipe him and essentially do that. But he's managed to hold the lead here, which is interesting. And now it's going to be side by side if we can get the run on him into the third sector of this lap. He goes defensive into the fast right-hander, which is smart of him. We're going around the outside here and holding it very, very tight, leaving him no space, trying to hold around the outside. That the car is absolutely on its grip limit, up the inside into the triple left-hander, and no, it has not worked out. That is game over for the race victory. Tried to go for an aggressive lunge there. I knew that that was a low percentage play. Credit to Hypers here. He actually thinks he's at fault for that, but to be honest, I knew what I was doing there. I knew that it was a closing gap and it was a risky move to pull off to place my car in that location. He had the ascendancy or race, and I feel like probably had better pace, so I felt like he deserved that one. So he will take the win of the French Grand Prix. One more race to go before we get our placement. It was quite mad how much faster we were versus the other guys in the field. But we move on to Australia now, and we can hopefully settle our differences here. Away we go for my home race. Managed to get an okay start. Hypers maintained the lead as we head through turn 1. Essentially, yeah, we'll just follow him through and then hopefully have the pace on him to attack towards the back end of the race again. Like, what you want to do here is make sure you can establish a bit of a gap to the cars behind, because if we start battling right from the outset on lap 1, it gives other people a sniff at trying to overtake us, which we don't want that. We want to make sure that we have P1 and P2 locked down, and so that we can afford to battle somewhat. So at the moment, yeah, we're both pushing as much as we can. The gap behind is already quite large, well over 5 seconds. So that probably already gives us the license to probably battle it out here for the race victory. You can see we're lining up the timing screens. Hypers sets a fast lap of the race, but surprisingly our lap was slightly better than Hyper's. But yeah, despite having the pace on him over 1 lap, I couldn't get close enough to attack, which was really unfortunate. I got to a certain point. I got within 1 second, but I couldn't get any closer to really get myself in an attacking position. So yeah, from that standpoint, I was never able to compete. So it's P2 again, and now we shall see the rating, which is a silver rating on the F1 2019 game. So it gives us, it's an okay standpoint, to be honest. It gives us, what, 700 or 800 points to redeem in order to get master rank. So it will take quite a while to get there. One guy said he had to win like 130 odd races in order to get the master rank, but we don't know how many races he got screwed out of. So who knows, it might be shorter than that. If we continue to race with Hypers, I think that road to master rank might take a little bit longer. But hopefully you guys enjoyed nonetheless. There's a look at the super license. Nice 10-year-old picture of me, which is what you love to see. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more racing game content. This series, I can't promise that it'll be a regular series. I think it might be somewhat spread out. Maybe a weekly series or something like that. Because this will take a bloody long time. But anyway, the road to master rank begins now.